Já está. Okay. So welcome for the last part of our In2Cop, and I'm going to speak a little bit with my two colleagues. Colleagues is a term a little bit strange, but we're going to speak a little bit about our TIG, our research group. Okay, and we've been almost 2 years from Stars EU, and the first 2 years were really complicated because we have to manage the departments, which departments exist regarding arts, regarding architecture, design, and sometimes the connections are not linear. So it's been a tremendous effort for have a more correct, accurate sensibility about the skills of every schools. And oh, the master is here. Our Jedi master. This is our rector, okay? And so we've been working almost these 2 years as a kind of sensitive process to feel the persons, to feel the contacts. It's not easy. Sometimes there are very different ways and procedures, and we don't completely confident with each other. So I call it the first approach, okay? The problem is that, as you know, we have 4 years for giving results. So sometimes the connections are not immediately to touch the button and made the right models, the right interlinks between each other. And our problem, for example, the arts, it's even probably one of the more complicated parts. We have architecture in Krakow. We have architecture also in Bremen. Then we have here the school in Bragança with art and design, game design, and multimedia and communication and journalism. And then we have fine arts in La Laguna. And then there are some problems regarding, for example, arts in Groningen. The connections are not so easy, okay? The sensibilities are really difficult sometimes. And then we have a little part of web design, interface design in West, in Sweden. And then we have our partners from Albania that are really connected with podcasts, audiovisual, and multimedia, okay? And finito, we don't have nothing else in this kind of interpretation. So the first approach was to have these meetings, and the real connected meetings are really important for the first settle and for giving trust to each other. And the first idea is to give this balance to the blended intensive programs, because in the blended intensive programs we have a connected approach. So we tried to make a great quantity of BIPs. Probably are one of the 9 research groups that have more BIPs, for sure. But even though we have a lot of difficulties to bring persons from these areas to us. Now we are entering a second part of the next 2 years that we see to these research groups, and we see, oh my God, we have to work harder and faster and to make connections between these fields like health aging, living spaces, more accurate, more sensibility to go to each other, to help each other, and to, like an octopus, grab the persons inside of our structures. And so that's why this In2Cop exists, to mix and to make confluent the process that until now are in a lot of directions, but not completely coincident, okay? So I'm trying now to settle a very short resume. So we have organized more or less 16 blended intensive programs. We are at the end of this year, probably we're going to have with game, because now we have also entered the game design people with this. Barbara is already with us also, and Roger, etc. So we're entering the game design structure, which is going to be very interesting for us also. And we're going to, probably at the end of this year, we're going to have almost 20, 21 blended intensive programs. We are also preparing a master with other two schools in media, art, and design, okay, for certification, European certification. 1 trimester in each school, and then they can choose to make the graduation wherever they want. Sonia is here to help us also in this process and other things, of course. The rest, we are trying also to make just a few coils. Coils is to make curricular units together. Okay, I start a model here with a subject, a brief, and I develop faster after. And my wife, she's saying, Jacinta, okay, she's already saying, Carlos, come on, give me a break. You have to be faster. Okay, I'm going to be faster. The Master Jedi must speak. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry for the interruption. No, just to say hello, to say that it's a pleasure in the name of all the community of IPV to saying that it is a pleasure to have you here, and well, this kind of cooperation inside our alliance. This TIG is particularly active. I think it's a very interesting example for the rest of the alliance, the TIG of the creative people in our alliance. It's very important. So it's really a pleasure to have you here and to exchange experiences and to build together a very real alliance. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Our Master Jedi is Professor Orlando. Okay. The two masters. Okay. We still have one with us. Fortunately, the mission is going forward. So I will present a very quick. Oh, it's going to be Anna? No, it's the first task. Oh, it's 9. Yes, sorry, it's Ana Lucia. Sorry. Sorry, but
well, I will do my presentation. So it's a pleasure to be here with all of you in your conference. And I will present a conference in the context of our TIG, our arts and creative industries. And well, I'm sorry about this, but I will read the text I prepared for this occasion to not lose anything. And well, the conference, the 9, began 1.5 years ago, when inside our TIG we decided that we need a kind of academic context for our research, our specific way of research. And first I begin with another researcher, Rita, that belongs also to our TIG. And after that, 2 more researchers. After that, our super TIG leader, that maybe, I suppose it's also from Star Wars, I don't know. And the idea of this conference is quite simple. It's a space to meet, experiment, and share ideas focused on research practice. And what kind of research practices? Mainly in art and design and related fields. The idea is also to explore their broader contexts and methodologies and highlight art and design processes that assume a central role in knowledge production, integrating thought, action, cultural, social, and ethical dimensions. Additionally, it reflects the main values of STARS-EU collaboration, exchange, and working together across STARS-EU and Europe. Well, let's read some numbers. First, it was an hybrid format. It worked online and in person. We had around 40 communications divided in, I can go where I can, okay, yes, thank you. 40 communications, divided in 6 panel sessions, 1 poster session, 1 exhibition, 2 workshops, 1 exhibition, artistic exhibitions, and 2 keynotes. The 2 keynotes, on the first day, the keynote was delivered by a collective of artists, highlighting the collaboration and shared creation. They also did a performance at the end of their presentation. On the second day, the keynote was delivered by an illustrator, and she spoke mainly about her practice and about her artistic visual practice and creative work. These 2 notes represented mainly a different, but at the same time complementary approaches to artistic practice. We also have thinking about the practice and thinking about participation. We included several workshops. These workshops, you can see several images in our video. These workshops invited participants to explore creative processes, methods, and some transdisciplinary approaches. One of the workshops was concerned about Foley processes. Foley processes, it's a kind of way to create sounds with objects and so on. The other workshop was concerned with creative music listening. Both are a kind of context to create and learning by doing and experimenting. The conference also counted on the involvement of some of our TIG members and of researchers from other TIGs, like our friends from Krakow and Bremen. Most of these participants also contributed with another approaches, like their presentations, peer review processes, also academic and artistic presentations. The conference also counted on our exact students as volunteers, on our technical team too, and it was really cool to count on anyone. We also had the support of our institution, of course, of our heads, of Stars EU head and our research center too, CITED. And this conference is meant to happen more than once, so it was, as we see today, the first edition of it, and the idea is to have a second edition in 2 years. We don't have a calendar yet, but we count in a different period of time because we thought at the end that it was before Christmas, 2 weeks before. It was not the perfect time, we think. But right now we still don't have yet a date for it, a calendar. But we intend to organize the second edition in 2 years. For this second edition, we really want to count more on the organizing team with more members of Stars EU. We are working also with some of our friends that were working with them right now. And that's it. I don't know if you think I want to describe more. I think it's enough. Let's make it brief. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Queres por aí? Okay. So the 9 is in fact the kind of structure for helping to grab these artists that are spread all over in the Stars EU. And let's start. Are you prepared? Yeah? Okay, let's go. Okay. Maybe we need to find Lauer. Vera already know this space, but this is our region, and we have a problem for a long time. If you come here to you go to Jorge do Som Museum in Bragança, You see the pictures from 1970s and 1980s. And here was one of the poorest locals in all Europe when there was less countries, of course, in this space. And if you see the Georges Dussault pictures, you see completely almost medieval times in some villages around Bragança, around Mirandela, around Vila-Real. And of course, what it has happened that in the north we have Spanish, and for a long time it was a problem. Nowadays it's not a problem. Then we have Spanish on our east. On west we have Marão and Alvão, and now we have a tunnel, okay. And then we have river, Douro. So we stay here like a crystallized space. And that's why we still maintain some crazy things. If you go to the mosque and the pagan rituals and habits, you see how church and the pagan and Celts elements are still there, almost crystallized. And that's why it's really a special place. Thank you, darling. Okay. And it's also quite amazing to see the quantity of spaces that we have here that are really and deeply connected to completely the greenish places probably here on Portugal. We see the natural park of Montezinho, where I live with my wife, there, Jacinta, okay. Okay, thank you. Douro, you already probably know, drinks and whatever. Azibo, to have a nice swim. Now the natural regional park that starts here in Mirandela with the 5 districts, here the 5 cities that are connected and goes until Douro also. And finally, most of people don't know, but a great part of national park, the only national park that we have, is also, if you go to Pitões das Júnias or Torém, is Montalegre. It belongs to Trás-os-Montes. So what we see here, it's our aim, our path, completely determined. Identity, strong ethno elements, habits, rights, almost some of them completely disappearing. At the same time, our fantastic Jedis have organized this structure. Bragança, of course, the 4 schools, then Mirandela, a long time to have this school. Some of people's wait 18 years to have this fantastic element, structure. And now we are in Chaves, where we've been yesterday. So we have this triangle. And this is quite important also, to maintain the consistency of the region and spread the regions, the motive that is integrated in EPB ADN. Come on, thank you. So, of course, to come here, you have to pass some places. You go to Madrid, or fantastic, you go to Las Ramblas, or wherever. But it's also very big. I hate big things. I love my Porto, but for the moment, I go as a tourist perfectly. Not no more. So I love this city, as the other one also. Can you pass the other one? Okay. This is our outstanding atmosphere triggers, but can you pass another? Yeah. I prefer the Little. Little is a fantastic trigger. And don't publicize too much. Don't make tourism, okay? Because otherwise it's going to be like Porto and Lisbon, okay? We need short conference, very short In2Cops, and not outstanding conference. No, we need little. We are little, okay? The idea of little is impregnated in us. Maintain our humility in that point. Okay. And one thing is quite important for our TIG, is periphery. All the TIGs are periphery. They belong to periphery. They are not central. And this is also important, especially when we deal with some kinds of design process and intuition, like our tutors and amazing this is also another Jedi's like Guy Ponciep and whatever. And hello, hello? Oh, still. Okay. Okay. So now it's your turn. Come on, lovely darling.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jacinta Costa.
Aqui, anda cá, querida, anda cá. Camila, isso.
No battery.
Não sei.
So Carlos speak about the context, certo? The environment. We are in the peripheral landscape or city. All the partners of Startu are in this condition. The other part is we work with creativity. So we are working with students with talent, and we are helping them to discover the better way to put the talent work it. Yes, so it's a very a problem that we are trying also to understand. So in this part of my presentation, I'm going to speak about something that is going on, and it's very strong aspect now. Everyone is speaking about this problem that is natural intelligence. Do you hear about it? Natural intelligence. I don't know, I think most of you are worrying about artificial intelligence. In our TIG, we are very concerned about natural intelligence. So the creative also need to understand the perspective of our students, and we are looking to the studies of neuroscience. What is going on if our students don't have this natural creativity that you are trying to improve in them. So, like you know, creativity already was said that it was divine. It's something that comes from heaven, aspect, and the divine force, and was a person that is creative, a form of madness. I have this kind of creativity also. Madness.
Everyone is.
Yes. Genius or a vital force, or is with life, is everywhere. So in the last century, we are trying to think about, to understand the think of human things. Okay, so we have a lot of research about this. I picked some that I like, Gifford, that said that we have cognition, evaluation, memory, conversion, production, diversion, production, and we creative are in the last. We are in the diversion production. So if you see, it's not a direct, not an answer that is wrong or right, but it's a lot of process. Another aspect that is very important for us is the intelligence of the persons was measured like logical, mathematical and logical. In the last century, we understand that most of us have a lot of intelligence in different fields, but creative is not exclusive for certain persons. Creative is for everyone. Everyone is creative. So it's very important because we are with different students, so we need to understand what is the talent that they have, what is the main thing that they have. So Edward Gardner shows us these 7 kinds of intelligence.
They say there is this more than this. Okay.
So if I have a body connected, aesthetic, yes, connected is I am like Cristiano Ronaldo, I am a player or I am a dancer, okay? So this is intelligence, and we need like professors, and we need to also to understand the students in this point of view. What is your focus? What is your talent? The creative is a way for them to put the results working. Okay. So we are just looking individual persons, yes, but in the present time we have an holistical view of this matter. And this said that if you have a student, the school can make creativity grow, or increase or delow creativity. So we are very important for them to understand how can we be creative. I pointed in blue in these three models, the environment context, we are there, schools are there, the fields, and also the motivation. So these three systems are very important for us. Just for you to I bring this because in RT we also have a lot of concerns about this kind of problems.
With students especially. Cancelled, I think not cancel, not a problem. Like artificial intelligence is not a problem, it's just another tool. Sometimes with copyright problems, but okay. Now I'm going to speak how? Like this, maybe. Hello, hello? Yeah, hello. So I'm going to speak with a project, also with Mofreta, okay? But I'm going to speak in a very complex problem. Can you imagine how to bring 40 students to an NGO, CERCIMAC, with the quantity of disabilities that they have, and enter there for one morning and said to them, look at them and see their skills. What can they do? Some of them just like to rasp, some of them just want to paint, some of them just want to do nothing. And at the end we said, now we're going to produce things for them to do. Because some of them like a lot to go to the carpenter, to furniture, and to make things with wood. And they said, first the panic of entering that space. I see they're completely crystallized. They are from the third year of bachelor. And we entered there, and they were almost, you know, to the walls, completely like this, looking what is happening, and the person's looking at them. Sometimes they pick them and take him, and they were completely in panic. Then we went to Mofreta to see they have a platform with all the waste materials, completely informatics. All the waste materials are conditioning in shapes, formats, weights, and material. In a format made also from EPB, from people from robotics from Celery. And so they have to develop their third project from the third year regarding these two elements. Waste material, pick the waste material, and then think about the person that is going to be, so a blind person, a paralytic person, wherever, Alzheimer person, and see what is their skills and what they can do. Or eventually also people that can make a lot of things but separated. And then we have the pressure of EPB, because In2Cop is going to happen, and the prototype should be ready. And they told us, it's not the time to be ready, because they have their own time, and they produce their own time, the things when they want. Another thing that we couldn't control is the color. For example, there is a piece there that was painted. It was not painted, but they want to paint it, and they paint it. So the design process is uncontrollable from the perspective. So we designed things, and then we can't control completely the fulfillment of the elements, the final elements. It's a really crazy process. So you see here some of the prototypes, and at the end you see the images that are connected with this process. So future enablers through inclusive and eco-design. I think the methodology is there, but it's just that. So we make a small magazine, and recycled materials, inclusive design, prototype students, the makers working together. The control of production was amazing. Regional companies and straight contact with very special user makers and NGO structures. So that's the project that we did. Me, Jacinta, of course, Vera, all the time with us, all the time. Okay, and now we're going to pass to. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now it's your turn.
Okay. So it's very important also for us, and in our TIG we are studying this, the students come from different countries. We don't have in here in Portugal just Portuguese students. We have students from all over the world, and they need to have a space to show the identity that they have. Yes, I show you one project in textile that is from a student from Cabo Verde that brings a textile from the country, from Cabo Verde, and with the company that we have in here in Bragança, Afro Genesis, produce that jacket. So we are multicultural, so we need also to
Multicultural elements.
yes, have this space for everyone to feel inclusive. Another thing that we are studying also in our TIG is a way of putting traditions in focus. Now, the contemporary space is very important, but also the tradition that we have in each country, in each periphery place. So in here we have a project
Oh, sorry,
that
darling.
show a result that is a connection between a tradition from here, from Bragança, that is the caretos, to have a beautiful costumes with a lot of colors, and one of the students pick in that tradition and also make this jacket.
And now something about that we speak in the morning. And Nabella Martins is here, and we have a huge quantity of textiles, huge quantity of textiles. And now, yeah.
So this is a problem in inclusive social sustainability problems, or a focus from arts also. So this is a project that was made with an institution from here, from Bragança, that have a lot of clothes, and we redesigned some clothes and make fashion.
Fashion, darling.
Yes, a fashion. We present the results in the center of the city of Bragança, and then we have a student from Brazil that was from fashion and help young mothers that don't have support to learn about more how to make clothes, and also we were presented in that event. So we also bring in here our Banco Eco Boutique from EPB that grows when we are in COVID. We have a lot of students in here that don't have
textiles,
clothes to wear, and Professora Anabela Martins appear with this idea that we need in EPB to have a place that we bring clothes for our houses, and the students can pick wherever they want there. So social approach, strategia, we can also, arts can bring also a strategia to an institution to think about, to develop a lot of things in the institution strategia. Also, we made a lot of, I'm making a contest. We're recycling textiles with our students. This is objects of light that we make. I point that one that is in here, that is a student from Brazil that make this lamp with fuxico, is a technique that they have in Brazil. So we need to also to improve and to have space to our students to make, for them to make whatever they want also. And finally, with this context, we think that would be very good to make a BIP, intensive program about textile. We have in here a very big issue about wool. We have a lot of this material in here nobody wants. So we opened this unlocking imagination about this material. So the material, it was a trigger for them to bring partners from StarsEU, but it was being open to everyone. So in this particular formation, we have professors from mathematics, whatever, a lot of fields that we are connected, just thinking about this material. So it was a residence, artistical residence, so our participants were there, and they pass for a cycle of wool.
I'm going to show you just a few pictures in this exhibition gallery. I hope that you don't see the mental map because it's a little bit chaotic. If it works, of course. No, sorry. Okay, it's already there. Mental map, it's so huge that doesn't fit in a space, okay, but I prefer the exhibition space, especially because we have Laboratory of Arts, Graça Moraes, who is the synthesis coordinator. Once again, the responsibility of this is Vera Lebre, because we made regional accelerators, and regional RTA is a regional transition accelerators, are connected with this involvement with all areas. And this is in Malhadas, in Miranda do Douro. And I already invited Ligia to come today. And you can see here the image memory with all the pictures and things that we did with videos. All the persons remove wool from ships. And of course we have to clean it, wash it, make it tints. Big at the same time, sometimes a big party, of course. Washing the material, making the carving, making some samples, and then the craziness about the projects itself. I'm going just to show you with I hope that there is no sound in here, I hope. Okay, and this was a reportage made by one of the Polish teachers from Krakow that went here. It's not a professional video, but this carpet was made with everyone dancing. It was the final piece of work, you know. Everyone dancing, everyone making Romanian music because there was a person that loves music and always puts Romanian music. So we've been dancing and making at the same time the textile. So it's going to happen again in May, okay, this BIP, crazy BIP, with our partners from StarsEU. And that's all, folks. We could speak a little bit further, but I think, don't put sound, please.
I think we don't have sound.
Okay.
So with this kind also of blending intensive program, we are connecting in a different way to creative empathy to the participants.
Yes.
I think it's very important.
And we are entering in something that is now is connected with something that we're going to make the station, art station. Physical, digital, artificial intelligence, less work. And what about us? How we can fix democracy, how the structures of the city could be, and the responsibility about the universities about what is happening regarding what is going to be the future. If we don't make these things, these kind of elements, touching, smelling, seeing, not in LCDs, you know, will be exploding in a very few minutes of our life. So now I invite you, I don't know if you want to make just a few questions for me, Anna. Come on, Anna, come here, please, again. Hello.
Hello, I'm a fashion designer from
I know.
you may know already. How can I take part of this big?
You have all the BIP. Sorry, this BIP for a moment is just for, sorry, it's just for teachers and technicians staff.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We still didn't make it for students.
Okay.
Okay. But we can think about it. Let's see. Let's see in the future.
Yeah.
As a guest, maybe you can come as a guest. Okay. As
Thank
a
you, Professor.
As a fashion designer.
Power in the room.
Thank
We,
you.
we make this bip for because we don't know the persons. Okay, we must see what kind of persons they are, and this bip is outstanding for immediate connection. You know exactly what
Yeah.
they are.
Exactly.
Yes. So we have been all the week together. We sleep there. Okay,
Yeah.
and it's almost no internet,
Yeah.
and you can't go outside because there are a lot of wolves
Yeah.
nowadays. You see the news last week? Okay.
Cá temos aqui a lista.
Okay, forget it. Let's go. So, anything, questions furthermore? No questions? Besides the fashion designer. Thank you so much. Let's go to the trigger last moment, to the chaos. Before we go, I asked that you go with Ana Lucia. We're going by foot. If you want to take the cars, you can take. But before you go to the car, you go with Ana Lucia. We don't see the two spaces of the school, but we're going to be very fast, very, very fast. We are really late. We're going to be very fast, and you're going to see a little bit of our school, especially the models that are connected to the laboratories of multimedia and communication journalism and game design. Okay? Barbara, can you also help Ana Lucia? Yes? Thank you so much. Huh? And then the station. We go to the station after. Não voltamos cá, pessoal. We don't return here.
Okay, it will be a short visit. So,
Artes. Não sei. Assim vamos os dois.